Hey everyone, my name is Raghav from Spartan Bhangra at Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland, Ohio. Today I'll be walking you through a step-by-step guide to making Fumman for Bhangra, Gidda, or any other type of dance from scratch. Whether you're tying them on dancers, dolis, or instruments, having Fumman really increases the production value of your performance, and being able to make them from scratch allows you to customize them however you want so that they can fit with your Vardiya and performance. Literally all you need to make a Fumman from scratch is a stick with a diameter of 3/4 of an inch, whatever color yarn you want to use, and scissors. Here's a picture where you can see our Fumman tied to our arms around halfway between the elbow and the shoulder. We also tied multicolored Fumman onto our algoze, which is the instrument we're all using. Last year we made our own multicolored set of Fumman when we realized that being able to make our own Fumman allowed us to customize them to each specific performance and change their size and color whenever we wanted to. This year we made a set of all white Fumman that are a little larger than usual. After having our Fumman break at competitions and trying to hastily remake them, we realized how much people would hopefully benefit from a step-by-step guide to making Fumman. With this guide, I hope you'll be able to make anything ranging from a single Fumman to replace one you broke during a performance to an entirely new full set. So there's three primary parts to the Fumman: making the actual Fumman balls, making the twisted string in the middle, and then putting it all together. You can make the Fumman balls and string any combination of colors or a single color, and they can be as big or as small as you want. Again, all you need is a yarn and a 3/4 of an inch diameter stick, which is around 16 inches long. These are some examples of Fumman balls on the side we made earlier and what they look like independently. We got our 3/4 of an inch diameter stick from Home Depot, but you could get it anywhere. If you want a single colored Fumman ball as we're showing here, start with two ends of the yarn and put it about a thumb's length on one side of the stick. Then bring the yarn to the other side of the stick, pull it around the length of the stick, and then wrap it around the stick a total of 25 times, as you can see my mom is doing here. Once you've done that 25 times, make sure it's wrapped neatly and wrap it an additional 30 times around the diameter back towards where you started, making sure the loops are over the loosely hanging pieces of yarn. After you've made 30 loops going back towards where you started, you can cut off the loose leftover string. Now, take the loop from the end and slowly inch the bundle of yarn you just made off of the stick. Once you've done this, hold the two loose ends in your hand. Make a knot with the two loose ends of the string such that the bundle stays in the middle, and make sure the knot is really tight. Now you have to cut the center of each loop you've trapped in the middle with a scissor to make the actual Fumman ball. This part is really important in making sure that the appearance of the Fumman is exactly how you want it to be. I'd suggest making it bigger than you expect and then trimming it down with the scissors to a round ball once you get to this step. If you want bigger Fumman, all you have to do is start with using more yarn and more than 25 or 30 loops going in. Keep trimming around the Fumman ball until you get it pretty even on every side and exactly how you want it. And finally, you have your finished Fumman ball. Here are some examples of Fumman balls that are different colors. Again, you can do the same procedure with any color yarn to get a single colored Fumman. Now my mom and I will show you how to make a multicolored Fumman. It's essentially the exact same thing, except instead of two pieces of yarn that are the exact same, start with two differently colored pieces of yarn, whichever colors you want. Again, put a thumb's length on one side of the stick, wrap it around once to hold it there, take it down the length of the stick and back up the other side and begin wrapping. After this, do the exact same thing you did before. The only difference is that now you have two colors. Wrap this string 25 times in the direction you started, then 25 to 30 times back, just like we did before. Then inch it off the stick, make a knot, and cut it, just like we did before. So once you've done this 5 times, you have all the Fumman balls you need in whichever colors you want. Typically, each full Fumman has 5 balls attached to a string, 1 on either end, and 3 which can move freely in the middle depending on where you want them on the dancer. Now we're going to work on making the actual twisted string that unites them all. Measure out 3 feet of yarn and triple this length so that you have a total of 3 yards or 9 feet of yarn. Once you have your 3 yards, wrap it around a sturdy object and walk back with equal lengths of the yarn in each hand until you're as far back as you can go. Then start twisting the 2 sides of the yarn together like this until it's fully twisted all the way from your hands to the sturdy object. Once it's fully twisted, keep holding the yarn and go to the sturdy object to remove the yarn. It should look twisted when you take it off. Then take the end of the twisted yarn you just made and wrap it around your finger to make a really tight knot. So now we have the string and all 5 of the Fumman balls we need. Remember that you can make both the string and the Fumman balls in whatever color you want, and you can make them multicolored with any combination of yarn as we previously described. The next step is to attach the balls to the string, which is a little bit tricky. I'll first show you how to attach the balls on the end. First, open one end of the twisted string we previously made so you have a small hole. Then take about half the loose strings from a ball and pull it through the hole. After this, make a simple knot with the other half of the loose strings and pull hard. Make another simple knot holding half of the loose strings from the Fumman ball in each hand as if you're tying your shoe, and tug a bit to make sure it's secure. You can do this as many times as you want, but a double knot is pretty much sufficient to make sure it doesn't come loose. Then, take scissors and cut off the remaining loose string from the ball so it doesn't fly around when you're dancing. On the other end of the string, cut off the loose parts remaining from the knot, and then do the same thing we just did for this end. We'll double knot it and cut off the loose ends. So now we have the string with the Fumman balls on the ends attached. The 3 Fumman balls in the middle are actually pretty easy. Take the first ball and all you have to do is hold half the loose strings in each hand and tie a simple knot around the main twisted string. Make sure that you don't tie the first knot extremely tight because you want to make sure you can move the Fumman balls along the string to wherever you want. I suggest tying the first knot looser at first and then continuing to tighten it until it becomes just snug enough to move only if you pull on it. Once you get a feel for it, this should become pretty easy. After this, tie a few more knots tightly and then cut off the remaining string as we've been doing before. Now that you're done, you should be able to move the Fumman ball along the string as much as you want. Now we're going to do the same thing for the other 2 intermediate balls. Just tie them onto the twisted string and cut off the loose string originally from the Fumman ball that was used to tie the knot. Now you have 3 Fumman balls in the middle and 1 on each end of the string, and you can move the Fumman balls in the middle as much as you want when you tie them on the dancer. I hope you enjoyed the step-by-step guide my mom and I made on how to make Fumman with only yarn, a stick, and scissors. You can experiment with making the Fumman balls bigger or smaller by using a larger diameter stick or more yarn, and you can tie anything you want onto the string to add some flair to the dancing. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or comment on this video.